but in a week where we've already had quite a few, I'm ready for some more.
Well, into the pick ban we go, and not really a big surprise. The J4 will be banned away from Songwon. He's played that 3 times in a row, numerous times throughout the season so far, so getting him off that comfort is going to be instrumental here for MVP if they want to take that win.
Yeah, very top-heavy. He's played 9 games of Jarvan and 7 games of Kha'Zix, so that lets you know that a whole lot is going on in terms of champion pool. Now, you see the Sion ban, and it's ADD, of course. Ian's also been playing mid-lane Sion and solo queue, so I was really hoping we would see some mid-lane Sion.
It's been a while since we've had that.
2015 hipster fans will remember the Monty Doa days when it was mid-lane Sion from Kuro on then the KOO Tigers.
The who?
KOO Tigers.
No, the who? The what days?
The KOO Tigers days.
Okay.
But in
you
this
mentioned some
particular
names
game,
I don't know who you're talking about, so you just confused me for a little
they're
bit.
the ROX Tigers now, just to be clear.
Gotcha.
But in this particular game, Camille will also be banned on Blue's side. I think they were not able to get their hands on that pick last series. It's a really interesting meta where Red side seems favored because nothing is super broken. You know, we don't have the Zhonya's port anymore for Ryze, but Ryze is a strong pick. First pickable champions seem thin. Ezreal for some teams, something like a Galio for other teams, but there's a bit more flexibility. MVP maybe loading up for an Ezreal first pick, but they'll take a Galio if it's available as well.
Kalista banned away. Don't want that in the hands of Songyun. The major comfort for him. Final ban, though. Is it going to be the Galio, as you say? Or will we see it left up? It's going to be Skarner at the end, banning that one away from Beyond.
Yeah, Beyond has been doing the Emax Skarner, and we're not allowed to have that in the LCK. If you lock it in, it's got to be Qmax, apparently. So it had to be banned away. Good ban, ROX Tigers. Deny away that meta pick. But it's going to be just a first pick Ezreal. Remember, this is over Galio. And ROX Tigers are one of our big Galio teams. Are they happy to pull out the Galio here? Galio versus Azir could certainly happen in this matchup.
I could lock it in alongside the Sejuani. This has been what Songwon's been going for. He's kind of been going for the, the tankier junglers that still can aggress when necessary. The Kha'Zix not really working out for him so well, but the Sejuani and the J4 have been leading to some of those game victories for the ROX Tigers, so they lock that in.
What about Galio? He is one of the big picks here in Korea and increasingly around the world. It's not taken this round. They'll expect it to be taken on Blue's side. Could just be Corki versus Galio then, and it's going to seem like a reach, but this is suggesting Xayah Rakan on Red side.
Okay, well, go ahead. Lock in the Xayah.
You really don't want to take Rakan with Ezreal because it's
Yeah.
a really bad laning phase for those two, so you're kind of expecting to pick up the entire Xayah Rakan in the first round here for ROX. Can MVP set up a scenario? So what you can do here, you can consider the Rakan. It's probably just going to be a flash. This would be a very heavy respect pick if they took it away. Seeing some nods of the head from Max. Will they just do it? They do it anyway. Wow.
Okay.
That is a huge respect ban. Or respect takeaway, I should say, from the ROX Tigers. But what I was going to say is, if you know for sure the last red side pick is going to be Rakan, you can set up a scenario where you pick a solo laner and then double ban against it to get a really favorable matchup. But they've gone all the way to deny away Xayah Rakan, a duo that actually hasn't performed in Korea very recently.
Well, it's here. Want to lock in here for MVP as we get ready to go into the next round of bans. ROX Tigers, what do they want to secure for themselves? Could go for a support.
This is really bizarre already. The Ryze was overlooked for Azir. The Rakan was taken with the Ezreal. I'm already just kind of monkazing in real life.
Look at that. The GP made it through. In all of this confusion and just weird stuff happening, Gangplank, one of the most broken champions that we still have in the game, will make it through.
He's still strong. He's still really strong. So Gangplank will be taken here for ROX. So wonder how this happened, but we'll accept the Gangplank anyway. Can start banning away strong lanes into it. Not expecting ADD to rush out with a Riven, so the Vladimir is probably enough coverage, and you're happy if the Gnar is broken out. So we're getting weird here. I feel like this is going to be some sort of abstract art. We've had some impressionist art recently. The abstract stuff has come.
I would love to see ADD's Riven. I have no idea how he would play that one out, but unsurprisingly, some support bans there. The Alistar taken away. MVP trying to lock key off of something big that can make plays here for the side of the ROX Tigers. Some engage perhaps to go alongside the Sejuani.
And ROX Tigers, they got scaling on the top side, great initiation from the jungle role, and an AD carry that's safe, even if it doesn't have the Lovers duo fully committed to, so feels like MVP is the lineup that's really craving an identity much more. So I don't know how you patchwork together something from Ezreal's poke and safety, Azir's poke and kite back, and Rakan's hard engage, but I've been surprised before. On the red side, though, we're looking for mid lane and a support. A lot of supports banned away, but something like a Tom Kench available if they want to consider it. They're probably just as puzzled as we are, so something safe here and then reevaluate with the last pick is the way they want to go.
It's like, good God, I can't believe they took the Rakan.
Why not an Echo, I guess?
Oh, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go. Let's just lock it in.
I guess it's going to be a mid lane Echo. Okay, very interesting. I don't think Key is going to play support Echo, so mid lane Echo against Azir.
It
strikes me as you're going to take
back
a whole lot of harass for free. MVP, I guess engage is the way they're considering now. It's going to be Zac, so okay. Heavy engage coming through with Zac Rakan.
Can I interest you in some Spring 2016?
We've got some, I said, a pastiche going on here.
Oh,
and then you mentioned the Cho'Gath. It's the substitute for the Scion. Been playing it to victories recently, so 2-0 Cho'Gath, undefeated in multiple games for MVP.
God.
You got to lock it in instantly. If you lose it, Achilles, oh boy. The other win rates aren't so good.
And then, the Zac there for Beyond. Still holding out hope that we will one day see the return of the Amumu, but it's just not very good right
And we're
now.
going to start playmaking. If we do see Key lock in, the Shen has been one of our frequent Shen pickers. Shen and Xayah and Ezreal and Rakan is some weird stuff. It's not going to be that weird. It's going to be the Thresh, okay. We're going to get some pick
You
options
say it's not
with
going to
the
be that
Thresh.
weird, but the intonation of your voice just really, it leads me to believe that it's real bizarre.
I mean, these duo lanes, this must-see TV. You'll never see these duos put together in any other region.
Yeah.
Or any other game in this region.
You know, it's not that weird, but I can still go for the Thresh. You know, this is a strange draft, Papa Smithy, but I'm excited all the same.
Now, Thresh does answer things like the Grand Entrance, but specifically the Zac very well. You remember Mada's pocket pick was the Thresh for the Flay against Zac.
Yeah.
But it feels like people have gone just too micro on their laning phase or too specific in their interactions. Got a whole lot of interesting stuff going on here. So load up, OGN Legion. We're going to have a fun one, a brawl between MVP and ROX. Not a bottom of the table clash. MVP on the up and ROX Tigers right in there. Could equal KSV and go 5-4 in the first round robin if they win. This one, though, we're going to need to decouple. We're going to need some time. Hopefully, we're going to have 5 to 10 minutes to really show us their hands. We don't need bluffing. We want some very clear indications early because we've got some crazy stuff on the wrist.
I'm ready to watch that mid lane. Echo returning to the mid lane. First time in a very long time. Going
Against
up
Azir,
against
of
the
course.
Azir. You know, you just love taking melee champions into the Azir. That's the perfect thing. But all right, this has already been a crazy draft. I'm hoping that the game exceeds that even further with the insanity. It's MVP versus ROX Tigers. It's bound to be a crazy one. Let's hope this thing flies off the rails as we jump into it. Game number 1 of our final series of the night, MVP versus ROX Tigers.
협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
And we're going to have a pause as he very quickly tried to get through that ROX cheer.
Seems like it's in the ROX booth. We'll wait for Joel to jump on Discord to confirm. I had the chance to jump onto the solo queue account for Lava, and what do you know, playing all of that Echo.
Okay.
Sounds like a mic issue, some communication on the side of Lava. He's probably like, guys, I didn't say Echo, but maybe there's an echo in his mic. Who knows? But there's Echo on the Rift, and what we do know from that, it's Proto Belt Echo coming through on the side of MVP.
Joel queued his mic back up just to laugh at Papa's terrible joke. And I found that to be rather funny.
I
But
know, it was an earnest laugh,
yeah,
too.
hopefully we can.
I got one person with that one.
Hopefully
boy.
we can get this
Great
squared
stuff.
away, and we can jump right back into the game.
So if you're wondering, are we going to see some crazy mid lane tank Echo like that 2016 you talked about? No. AP coming through here. So AP Galio and AP Echo. Proto Belt into fat stacks of AP is the approach coming through as we're hoping to see ROX Tigers address that audio issue. I actually agree with your analysis of the lane matchup, though. Echo getting a lot of free damage. There's certainly some sick outplays from both sides when the Emperors divide. And the Echo Ultimate are available, but earlier than that, it's going to be pretty painful. Just Q and kind of use a Corrupting Potion charge every time you try to push the lane.
I guess it's like very slightly less oppressive since the nerfs came in. The nerf rather came into his year where he will take aggro for using his W, but even then, should still be able to bully out the
There's
Echo.
the latest nerf, of course, which is also that the cooldown on the Q is much higher at early levels.
That's
so
true.
Just, one range of harass every 2 kind of attempts at a Q rather than off cooldown will be a little bit less of a pressure. We're getting the confirmation. Hopefully we're resuming very, very soon. We want some video games. We want to decouple what is a, let's say, left of center draft from both teams.
It's very far away from the center. It's pretty shifted off, you'd have
Why
to say.
would you pick Rise at all?
생성까지
Just leave it up.
He's only the most balanced champion, as we've just discovered.
He has the most balance, is the way I like to think of it. Match 44, so almost halfway through, guys. First match of tomorrow will be the halfway point in the season. What will it read here for ROX and MVP, though? MVP looking way better. Of course, after 0-10 start, anything was better, but again, just very impressive against BBQ. 2 pre-30-minute victories over BBQ.
It begins.
미니언들이
Yeah,
생성되었습니다.
started early there. And no Corrupting Potion yet.
Oh, dear. Lava is in for a world of pain.
Yep. Looking at starting items
it's got
here.
the refillable, at least.
Everything pretty standard. See if the jungle starts will be mirrored. Zach loves to start on the wolves so that he can power farm with Q and W, the Gromp, and also the blue buff. You're going to have to fake leash here if you're MVP, because what we've seen is a cool little adaptation is that when you know for sure that someone has started bottom side and then wants to power farm the top side, we've seen late invades onto the blue buff to deny the fairly slow clear of 2 camps at the same time. But just starting top side and a fake leash on the bot side does allow for Beyond to be pretty safe when it comes to this power farming that we're speaking of. I know that I play a lot of Zac, and whenever I ask for a leash on my wolves, people have a question mark pings and really want to help me on the blue.
Why would you go there? Look at this blue buff.
Because you can do this sick farming. Look at this. It's OP.
You were worried for a second. You guys watching for the spikes there.
I've watched someone in competitive play reset the camp, so thankfully that didn't happen there.
That would have just been the icing on the cake with the great, not for Beyond, but for our entertainment. To see that clarity roll through. But for now, push coming in from Maha and Max, just trying to shove the wave in underneath the turret, make those last hits a bit more difficult for Zhangyan.
So how do you play out the drops? This is a question that we're going to have to really put our heads together and understand. You can tell that ROX is going to be very strong at the 1-3-1, as Echo in a side lane has always been a famous thing, and Gangplank's going to be farming up. So the 1-3-1, when we get 2 or 3 items onto the Gangplank, is going to be very, very powerful. And Azir is going to be kind of caught in that spot where he really wants to be in the mid lane wave clearing, get blue buff, but not going to be able to. Songwon in a ward, so it'll be difficult to pull this gank off.
Just appearing up top, and we'll get that little charge off. Locks him in. Gets a bit of damage in onto the Cho'Gath, but he's got his passive. He still holds onto the flash, so it seems like he'll be okay.
Meanwhile, MVP are all about team fighting. Very strong front-to-back team fight where Zac tries to kidnap someone even if he misses. Cho'Gath feasts on what is a pretty squishy front line, and they just go from there. So front-to-back for MVP. ROX Tigers more about the 1-3-1. So even though the picks are a bit weird.
Oh dear, Lava, yeah, getting chunked out. One more hit would do it, and he flashes away right at the last second for fear of the chase
He
from
was
Ian.
single-digit. He was 7 by the time I even bothered to look in the bottom corner, so that was 3 HP or so there.
And this is what we were talking about. Refillable potion has been used, and he's not even going for the corrupting yet. He's still just picking up a Doran's ring, getting a little bit of extra HP to tack on, but he willingly picked this. So Lava's still going to be feeling confident despite the early bullying coming out and that 6 CS deficit he finds himself in at 4 minutes.
And if you flash that late when you hit 3 HP, you should have flashed earlier. There's no calculations when it gets to single digits.
Yeah.
So, oh boy. Ian's got both summoners still, and it's like, well, that's what you get for picking Echo into his ear. Well, the surreal game continues. The 1-3-1 looks delayed now that mid lane's going to be denied. When you don't have flash up as Echo, your gap close is really much better going forwards than going backwards. So there's not going to be a lot of safety there. See if Azir can control the minion wave.
Yeah, just kind of have to toss the parallel convergence behind yourself and then hope that the shield will get off in time to save your life.
Really like the Cho'Gath into the Echo as well, because Echo's all about baiting with the chrono break and silence for multiple seconds. A good way to answer that. So ADD on comfort, but also something that fits the situation. So first instinct is that despite seeing the Ezreal Rakan lane, if they can get through the laning phase, Rakan still holds a lot of value. And then ROX Tigers took such a leftward turn with the Echo that unless the 1-3-1 really leads to a lot of fruit, we're going to be left wondering.
Every time goes for a minion.
Last time we had a mid lane Echo was a very famous match. 2017 Summer Finals, 26th of April. Sorry, August. Wow, words are hard. It was the mid lane Echo from Faker trying to shut down BDD's Talia. Did not work on that day.
You can see Echo not nearly as balanced as Rise. 39.1% win rate.
The quote you were looking for there was that they showed us before game one that.
Oh boy, Shima Shuffle coming, and Lava gonna get pushed back, has to jump over the wall. It's pulled right back in by the Zac Parallel Convergence comes down, gets the shield, one more hit would do it, but they can't chase in, even though he doesn't have the flash, and Lava will yet again make it out with his life, but barely so.
Man, Lava loves living life in the fast lane. 50 HP this time after 3 on the previous attempt. Not looking like this Echo mid lane laning into an Azir is going to get any easier, even after the small nerfs to Azir over time. Oh boy, this is something he invited onto himself. The Protobelt is still looking far too far away. Need that to even hope to one-clear the minions in one rotation. And Ian keeps farming on a pick that's looked better and better for him as the season has gone on.
Lava now going to be down almost 20 CS. Is growing exponentially here in favor of Ian. Well, Summoner's down for him, however. Just could not quite get that kill. Getting that first blood would help surge him that much further forward on this Azir build. You can see right now playing a bit more defensive, not just rushing out for the Nashor's Tooth. Does have the Null Magic Mantle in the inventory.
See, the problem for Lava with all these backs is that he's actually lower level than the enemy jungler. He'll be able to hit level 6 soon, but
yeah,
jungler is at least a bit of a minion wave ahead. Looking for a turret dive here. No Feather Storm available yet.
Get that ready to go. Throws it down, but there's nobody nearby.
Well, didn't even need to flay that one away. All right, go back and set that one up for next time beyond. Need a bit of work on that one.
Yeah, I mean, if you got some flashes out of that, you'd be like, ah, exactly what I wanted. But now you just kind of look like a fool.
Especially because Key didn't flay, so like, the thing is, if you don't flay, then of course you can't interrupt the Let's Bounce effect. You need to play earlier, but
yeah,
apparently you didn't need to play at all.
Beyond just outplayed himself.
Well, the outplays upon outplay started in the draft and are now extending to the game here.
Well, Beyond going to get spotted out by that ward, but Sungwon doesn't want to go in for the 1v1. He's going to be looking to take away the Gromp. And should be able to do so safely.
Let's calmly reassess where the game is at. ROX Tigers actually in a gold lead because that's how Gangplank rolls. Who needs a CS advantage?
I don't know.
Looking at the runes, it is Electrocute on Lava. It's a very assassin build. When you see Electrocute, going for one rotation all in.
I would love for this to do well so we can see a slight resurgence of assassins.
It's very hard to close games with assassins, kind of being my read whenever I see them in solo queue or even at the highest level of play.
It's not that hard if you have 4 kills in the first 7 minutes of the game.
You say that, but, you know, if I've learned anything, Gathering Storm Azir can extend any game, so actually closing games without severe wave clear is kind of a struggle. We'll hold the point, though, as 1-3-1 is really going to be the game plan for ROX once they can stabilize the mid-laning phase. Bot lane's gone way better than expected in the Ezreal and Rakan lane.
Yeah.
Ezreal's power in lane, despite getting nerfed a couple of patches ago. And the safety it allows has meant that Rakan can get away without having the extra range on the Battle Dance, on his E. That makes him almost completely a Xayah and Kalista only pick these days.
Just trying to stay ahead here. So far, so good with him. For him, rather. Building up towards that Iceborne Gauntlet by the look of things, the cloth armor in the inventory.
Just calmly reassess. Keep farming It's all going to be about item break timings and then the first turret going down to allow the 1-3-1 to start. Very similar to a Rise comp. This particular Echo comp that we're seeing from the ROX Tigers, but laning phase a lot weaker than Rise, means that it's less reliable.
Misses the parallel convergence, will get pushed in underneath the turret. Lava will go ahead and snap back, just barely misses the damage on that chrono break, so not going to be forcing Ian out of lane here for the moment.
Ian's gone very respectful also with the rush on the Merc treads.
Yep. Someone now arriving there, but oh, he just whiffs.
Man, Boots 2 has worked out pretty good for Ian.
Yep.
Faker-esque in some of these sidesteps, very nice. Bit of a confidence there for a very popular player among the MVP fans. Was 2 wins on Azir last time out. Its only effective champions this season have been Azir, Zoe, and Corki. So most games of Azir and some nice little sidesteps in the laning phase.
That was a pretty bad ultimate by someone.
Well, yeah. The junglers are just, you know, having a laugh. Beyond is not going to be quick to solo down the Rift Herald, but he's decided that's the best use of his time now that summoners are up on Lava.
He's got Lava backing out as well. See that recall coming through. Actually going to stop it here for the moment, but ADD roaming down to help assist in the take on this Rift Herald.
It's a bit suspicious. Sungwon smells a rat.
He's pushing his way around, but can he get there in time? No, he cannot. Feast comes through. Rift Herald will get picked up by MVP.
The Feast secure, man. That one pretty academic, even if Sungwon decides to get frisky with an Arctic Assault over the wall. Nice little start there, and if they can be the ones to end the laning phase and slow down the onslaught of free gold for the Gangplank, that would behoove the side of MVP. MVP have the natural disadvantage in playing side lanes unless they attack the Gangplank, because of just the ability of Gangplank to impact the map with the cannon barrage, which is very frequently what happens when we see a team starting to try to start some sort of a 1-3-1. And they just want to stop Gangplank being in lane against a Cho'Gath as much as possible, because unless they're ganking with the Cho'Gath, they know the Gangplank is free farm.
He's more than happy to do that. Just go ahead. Keep clearing out the minion waves, one after the other. Linderong building up, looking for that Triforce. Nearly has it, has the dagger in hand to go ahead and pick up the Stinger. And then from there, just the very inexpensive completion cost. Lava will get a handoff on the blue buff, which makes for easier clearing in the mid lane. See if he can claw back some of this deficit that he's put himself in.
Iceborne Gauntlet, first time we've seen in a little while on the Ezreal, is the rush here. I think a lot of this game is about mid-game teamfights. I think they feel very comfortable here. MVP going for a fast power spike on the Ezreal. Gonna get a lot earlier than the Trinity Force. And then the Nationals to the first item for MVP. And I think MVP want to keep their foot on the gas. They want to really force things in the early to mid-game to deny there being a 3 or 4 item Gangplank to complicate matters. Gangplank can potentially get to insane levels in a game like this, whereas farm will never be kept in check with the comp that's been drafted against him. So that's why, even though you like the 5v5 team fighting from MVP, you worry that if ROX can navigate around 5v5 team fights, the Gangplank can get a lot of work done.
Sungwon getting aggressive here onto Beyond. We'll get locked up. Lava, in the meantime, is just looking for Ian, but won't be able to find him.
Very, very frustrating whenever you're laning against an AP Echo, because you know basically every time his W is up cooldown, they're going to threaten this. Beyond and Sungwon see each other, but for now, no attempts at an all-in by either mid laner.
This has really died down the excitement.
Well, what about a Rift Herald? It started off as an interrupt. Very nice.
Nicely done. Tosses it out. Says goodbye to your Rift Herald.
That was a very lazy use of the Rift Herald. We've seen, for example, in our first series when Jin was on blue side, they actually used it just over the actual cove wall, not even in the river, but much more defensively than that. And good stuff from Sungwon. Great trade of cooldown, something that you took 2 members 30 seconds to take, is answered by 1 2-minute cooldown.
Yeah, helping just go ahead and preserve that mid lane turret. MVP as well, we can't get that, so I guess we'll go ahead and take a Cloud break. Definitely a minor consolation prize for them there.
You guys haven't seen that interaction, just to confirm, if you are hard CC during the channel of the Rift Herald, which is 4 seconds or something like that.
It says goodbye.
Yeah, it just fizzles. So it's not even a bad Rift Herald. It's a Rift Herald that never existed, is what happened in this particular game. Now they're continuing to invade, and Lava's getting to that point where you have to respect his all-in and his chase potential.
Pushing in, but that's going to be Ian coming through. As the Emperor's Divide ready to go as they try to focus down Lava. He's going to go ahead and snap back. Snaps back, gets a little bit of damage in onto Ian, but can't finish him off, but now goes forward and actually finds 880 first blood. Finally going over to ROX Tigers here, 15 minutes in, but Lava going dangerously low, has to try to stay alive, gets the Lantern, keeps himself in, Hook comes down with the box onto Beyond, trying to pop him to get the passive. He'll be able to stay alive, maintain that passive, pushing forward as he falls down to also single-digit HP. And after all of that skirmishing, Lava's going to be the one that finds the only kill from all of it.
Look, if you're going to play Lava, certainly your pulse is apparently going to be racing the entire game. Third time we've seen Lava on blinking health, but not die. He picks up the first blood of the game. His item build is getting together. Now he has Proto Belt to help with his pushing potential. Side lane Echo is soon to be a thing, and it's going to be on ROX Tigers' time because there was no Rift Herald to end the laning phase in the mid lane early. Watch the replay here. Notice that Feast is down. So that actually allows Lava to be pretty proactive. Usually you have to ult very early against a Cho'Gath because you're afraid of the threat of Silence and Feast. That two-part combo wasn't there, and Lava, he has to be below 100 health. It's in his contract. About 50 health here, able to get out. Also interrupt Beyond. They're not able to get the passive with the Ignite, but still, another trade up in an amazing circumstance for the ROX Tigers.
That would have just been the icing on the cake, getting the pop on Beyond, making him that much more vulnerable. Turret has also gone down. ROX Tigers able to claim that first brick gold, and that's why you see them push forward by just a bit over 2,000 here.
And he's down 5 CS with an assist, but of course, 2,000 gold lead for the Gangplank.
Because why the hell not?
One day it's going to be gone. They nerfed the Kleptomancy, remember? It used to be more.
You know, apparently it wasn't nerfed enough. Lava now, looking for the pick. Quite get that stun off the parallel convergence. Someone finds his own. Quite a bit of damage, and now Key arriving. Does not go for the hook. He'll just go ahead and clear out the control ward. Maybe take the Scuttle Crab, perhaps.
Laning phase has gone way better than expected for ROX. Beyond
waiting in the
going
wings.
anyway.
And jumps in. Could just get locked up yet again by Songwon, and will just actually take the Lantern to the sidelines as everybody starts roaming up into the mid lane. Hook not going to connect there onto Max.
Continue to back away. I like how on the front foot Key, I should say, is being on the Thresh. Max is usually our resident Thresh, but Key always been famous for those skill shot champions. The Bard the most famous, but his Thresh has had its moments as well. Good job to roam with the team. And again, the laning phase has gone way better than expected for the side of ROX Tigers. Free farm for the Gangplank. Lava not dying in laning phase despite falling low multiple times. And now getting his item cores together. Once there's a Lich Bane, you know what he's all about. He's all about taking turrets in the side lane and then looking for a teleport flank. And MVP, the only big thing they claimed was mid lane CS lead with all the chunking out of the Echo, but the Rift Herald, and the Rift Herald being wasted in such a severe fashion, has really put a dampener on the early game for MVP.
I swear, Lava's probably going to make it deathless until he gets his Zonias, and then he will die without using the Zonias. That's what'll happen.
That sounds like a prediction I can get behind. You get good odds on that one.
Lava trying to push forward and threaten Ian, but he's got Beyond waiting in the wings. Ooh.
He's down.
Jumps back in, yes it is. Jumps in, gets the pop-up, tries to get the parallel convergence off, will be able to get it in time, gets the stun as the Let's Bounce comes through. Beyond can get played back into the box. And is under fire, has not gone down yet. Emperor's Divide will go ahead and push the members of ROX Tigers back as they get the ultimate off from that Sejuani. Beyond goes low, will get popped in the end. Doesn't look like ROX is in a position to go ahead and finish him off. He gets chunked out by the Azir, has to kite back behind the turret, will stay alive just as Songyun arrives. No one dying, but Beyond does lose the passive.
But crucially, they don't have to use the teleport on the Bloblets to guarantee the life of Beyond. So the lower threat after the fact from ROX meant they couldn't finish that up. Speaking of finishing up, MVP walking up to the turret. Low health members from ROX.
ADD, very tanky here with the Cho'Gath, has that Frozen Heart ready to go. I said Glacial Shroud, that's just the component. But has that set, so the turret's not really doing much to scratch the outer shell. Get a little bit of damage in, but not in a position to finish it off.
Item-wise, like I mentioned, Nationals 2 item. Ezreal, very nice power put together from MVP. But ROX has been looking at skirmishing rather than pure fights. Still seeing Echo hit the mid lane, so they haven't been priced into putting Songyun in the mid lane with Key just yet. Even further unleashing Key on the map. Waiting for a side lane turret to go down before employing Echo in the long lane, and also waiting for the Lich Bane that we know now is being built second. Already see the Aether Wisp, that's a sign.
Forward, looking for Ian, gets the play. The hook gonna go wide though. But maybe they can just go ahead and get beyond for the hell of it. Yeah, they will lock him down underneath the turret. They finish him off. The Song1 finds the kill. TP does come through as Max arrives. But there's not much that the Lonely Rakan can do at this moment to turn things around. Second kill does go over to ROX Tigers as they try to get closer to a 4,000 gold lead.
Yeah, Key's prediction not actually behooved. For once, the player actually moved towards that turret rather than trying to juke the expected direction of the hook. Makes Key look a bit silly, but they knew the Zac passive was down, so they had another easy target for them to turn on. First Drake of the game was a Cloud. Looks like an answering Cloud from ROX in all of this. Mid lane turrets still stay up. So for now, it seems like more farming for ROX and MVP.
Oh, Yelp gets thrown down there as Songyun tries to find a kill on the Maha, but can't get the root down. No takeaway on the Cloud Drake by Max.
He's stolen Drakes with less.
Yeah, just trying to get that cheeky feather steal. Sherlock Convergence yet again, missing the stun. Can't get that third proc either.
Definitely one of those games where Ian's going to have insane damage done numbers because of the laning phase, where he's just put damage on Ian the entire time. But again, the breakpoints are hitting. Lich Bane Echo will be so good at playing side lanes in this game, and there's no ability for Azir to follow. And Linderong, well, that part's already pretty clear.
Oh, he missed the cannon.
Never mind. There'll be another one. What next in this game? What will be the next twist and turn? A lot of Baron secure in the Cho'Gath available for MVP, and Baron damage from Azir Ezreal. But no kind of control or foothold on the map to make a play around there. ROX Tigers want to move the map wide, and you can see that Linderong setting up to be in lane against the Cho'Gath as the game goes on. It's a very early Giant Slayer actually coming through from Linderong, looking to work into the Lord Dominic's regard. Might even just sit on the Giant Slayer. I wonder if Giant Slayer or Executioner's Calling is better as a one-item purchase against Cho'Gath. It's because Cho'Gath does a lot of healing in the side lane as well. But if he's going to rush through, there's always the outside chance he rushes through because he's against a Zac and a Cho'Gath. But usually pretty low value to go armor pen on a gangplank.
Took him a few seconds to realize. Nice interruption there by Max jumping over the wall.
He's still a Warmog, says one.
He forces the flash.
Mid lane. Finally, we're going to see that Echo in a side lane. We alluded to it for a long time. Not Lich Bane, but still side lane from the Echo.
Trying to poke away at ADD, but seeing the HP just coming back faster than he can take it away.
Yeah, may actually be early armor penetration. We almost never see this. Standard gangplank build recently has been very carry-oriented, going from a Trinity Force into an Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge, and say a Phantom Dancer, rather than the Giant Slayer, purely for laning phase, you would think. Returns to top side. He's always going to be relatively overextended compared to the Echo. Has one dash of his own and the ultimate, but just Azir works much better in a short lane than a long lane, whereas Echo has such an insane amount of chase. They're very, very comfortable in top. He is the one most empowered by this side lane play, because now he can roam around and make countless plays on the Thresh. Thresh in team fights, don't get me wrong, will be pretty useless. It's going to basically be a box and then kind of die in AoE. That's the way of Thresh outside of laning phase. But right now, where it isn't true 5v5s, Key can do a whole hell of a lot.
Big contest over the vision there inside the river. Both sides just going to go ahead and clear out. Everyone just posturing forward here into the mid lane. There's going to be the commit coming through. Barrage gets thrown down, and right off the bat, Max gets taken out. Kidnap not going to find anybody, and now Beyond has to flash away to try to stay alive. But the storm comes through. Not going to be finding a root, though, for Songyun. He gets chunked down to half HP by the Azir, so we'll have to kite back. They have the wave clear. ROX Tigers would love to take out this second turret here in the mid lane. Just don't have the HP bars to come in.
Cho'Gath had rotated from bot lane, so they knew there's going to be more ranged wave clear to stop them finishing off the turret. Not clear what the next objective is. They don't feel strong enough to start the Baron. No control ward on it, but Linderon get a little bit of free time with his turret. I say a little
one
bit.
Auto.
Literally one auto. But good news, it's up 3,000 gold now.
Oh, he almost got a second auto. That would have been asking too much.
Nothing greedy from the side of ROX Tigers for now. The gold lead swinging further and further their way. 4,000 now. Very exciting and interactive lane as we watch big numbers popping up above Linderong's head.
It's great. Makes me feel like I'm playing WoW.
Giant Slayer's doing precisely nothing, but Pass will just see the very early Lord Dominic's regard. And they're coming for a chase here.
Lava. Gonna push down here. Parallel Convergence will come down. ADD sees it. He backs away, and he's likely gonna have to surrender this turret. No one else in the vicinity. I think the closest person is gonna be Key, actually. Yeah, they're pushed up by that Baron. The pings are coming out. They're actually gonna start this one up.
Yeah, they're just doing it in vision, of course. They know they're there. Very strong Baron damage, as we mentioned from the Azir. Azir walks over. The smite is bot side, but it's coming in, it's closing distance. It's an MVP Baron, Achilleos.
Does come through, it's going low. The smite's gonna come down, and it's stolen away by Songwon. Dashes in with the Arctic Assault, takes it out, an MVP. Try to run away, but they're not gonna make it out with their lives. 2 members dead. Maha and Ian both go down. And just like that, the smart play, the one that gave MVP a bit of hope right there, all gets snuffed out. The flame is extinguished, and ROX come up with a steal.
This escalated so quickly, but in the most MVP fashion ever. They always stick on the Baron. As Beyond probably going to be able to get away from this. It's only Songwon, though. And if he gets it a bit further away, he's going to get Warmogs. He doesn't have a Warmog, so that's a problem.
All right. Well,
I assumed he had a Warmog.
Songwon is just trying to hit these flails, but he can't. Arctic Assault.
There's a lot happening. There's a lot of meanwhile, by the way.
I mean, yeah, he's just delaying this as they go ahead and shatter the base. Still chasing him. And now Beyond's in a bad spot. He'll get jumped on, and Lava finds the kills. He goes over the wall, has to use the ultimate to go ahead and get himself back out. But is able to do so successfully. In the meantime, True Shot Barrage comes through. Keep going low. Does not have the flash available, but it might not need it. No, will get feasted down. As Song Unit kills the Rakan.
Yeah, Rakan actually used the quickness and missed the ground entrance. Did nothing, just died.
That's a divorced bot lane right there as the Xayah gets the kills.
Sure. Probably that's what happened in the divorce. We're going to watch the replay. You might have thought MVP would pull off the Baron, but we knew better, Achilleos. They were full committing. They were behind in this game, but there was no guarantee it was going to be a loss. They decided the only way they felt they could get back into it was to rush the Baron then. Did not work, and it hastens the demise of MVP.
Yeah, even with the Cho'Gath in the game, they still just want to go for the 50-50, and they lose it yet again. But they got a kill. They put one on the board.
I love MVP. They're always like this. This is the MVP we know and love.
It's the team that will just never change.
They will always start back.
They will always play the same way, and then sometimes they're very good at it, and sometimes they're just terrible.
To be fair, they finished the game so fast against BBQ they never needed to be a Baron. They got some, but it was irrelevant in that particular game.
Oh, God.
Well, now they're monstrously behind. What was 4,000 became 11. I should say 13,000 very soon.
Closer to that, yep. Mountain Drake for good measure, just to help ROX knock down these remaining turrets a bit faster.
No one can enter lane against the Echo, who has not died yet.
Yep.
Hasn't built a Zhonia, so can't actually fulfill your prophecy. But is going to be very, very powerful in a side lane out of nowhere, it feels like. And
that just means
Linderon,
that he will not die.
Linderong's 5,000 gold up, so that's pretty cool.
If the only way he can die is to have his Zhonias, then if he just doesn't build one, he'll never die.
That, you know, the logic checks out. That's the level of logic that this series deserves, based on the Game 1 draft.
I just can't wait to see what we get in Game 2.
Linderong still does precisely 0 damage to Cho'Gath. He does have the Lord Dominic's regard to pretend to do damage to Cho'Gath.
I would love for Lava to get a few more kills so he can get a Medjai's. We're going to try to jump in on him. Get the grab. In the meantime, down bottom, ADD is going to be collapsed on by everybody, and he will get popped as Songwon finds the kill. Lava was safe the entire time. Who would have thunk it?
Our observer decided this was the Born ultimatum, was cutting camera angle as fast as possible. We did catch the kill, though. Thanks, observer.
Yeah, we got it. And we confirmed that Lava was alive. Two-shot barrage thrown down, trying to clear out the wave. Elastic slingshot is drawn out, but Beyond is going to get knocked out of it immediately. Max goes in, gets the pop-up in onto Songwon, but he's a very tanky Sejuani. Kidnap comes through as they try to drag Key back into this one play. Comes down, and he still manages to walk away with his life for the moment. The root in onto the Ezreal, not elusive enough. Will be another kill going over to Songyun. 9-1 here now for the ROX Tigers as they knock down every single inhibitor inside the base of MVP, and should just be closing it out pretty shortly from there. 30 seconds still on Maha. They don't want to stick around and push their luck. Be happy with all of the super creeps that will soon be flooding the base.
And this is definitely one you could pull up the menu and type /FF for. This game is super over for MVP.
Yeah, they should have.
There is no combination of abilities being used well by MVP that beats ROX Tigers pressing their buttons averagely or half forgetting their buttons. So this is an insanely large lead. We are currently sitting at 16,000 at 30 minutes. If you're keeping track at home, that's a really big number.
ROX is holding the Royal Flush.
But for some reason, they kind of showed the Royal Flush, and people were like, well, they get a second Royal Flush.
What if we draw one as well?
You know? Then the deck is faulty.
I think my 2-8s beat this.
Well, it's not opposite day here.
Oh, dear.
Oh, MVP.
It was in Series 1.
It's true.
It's reverted.
League of Warmogs not been enacted. Zach has decided no Warmogs. Beyond, unfortunately, doesn't have money for one. Doing a bit of resist, but can't walk away daintily on the Zach. All right. ROX Tigers, let's finish the game. Echo's pushing in a minion wave, so is Gangplank. Gangplank's got an Infinity Edge. That's usually the go button. Pre-35 minutes. That's what I'm looking for from ROX Tigers.
I think that that's a very reasonable ask given the way that the game has gone and the state of the base right now with 3 waves of super creeps pushing in. Lava working his way up. Barrage comes down. First turret under fire, already knocked down to about half HP. They have the proc getting ready to come through to just go ahead and shatter it. It's been chunked down to half. Beyond goes forward, looks for the kidnap. Not going to find a damn thing yet again. As Lava opens up in onto the dirt, dashes forward, goes dangerously low yet again, but we'll get the healing back off the chrono break to get the pop in. Onto the Zac. ADD goes down, the rest of MVP headed to the hills as they try to get back into the mountain. They'll go ahead and lock up Max. Seems like he'll make it out actually surprisingly with his life as he finishes off Songyun. And actually they will turn this one around yet again. The Azir coming through in the crucial moment will pick up a couple kills. The bot lane of ROX finished off, and maybe that 35-minute ask is a bit too much.
Yeah, just too bloodthirsty. They could have taken the 2 charts and backed away when Lava's health bar was disappearing. He could have just backed and, of course, teleported back into lane as well because his chrono break was off cooldown. But they're going to back away and continue to push. I don't think this is the start of something special, but I'm willing to look foolish if it is. Require a lot of miracles for MVP to get back into the game, but to stop the game from ending, that one was a pass mark.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a surprise there, considering that they're now over 15,000 gold down. I mean, it's 33 minutes into this.
3-item Azir, as so often this season, being just so irrepressible. He's so powerful when he gets the Void Staff in. If you're coming to Azir, everyone's squishy except for the Sejuani. They die real fast to even a tuned down Azir over patches.
Lava sneaking his way in around the bottom side.
What is MVP to do when they have no base, but the enemy team starts Baron? What do you do?
I mean, somebody's got to stay back. Lava can just go ahead. He's going to ride the wave
Oh,
in.
Ian's going for one of his famous steals. He's going to try and queue over.
Max is on the back through shot barrage.
I'm so excited about this.
This
This could happen.
Can he take this one away? Tries to go for it, but Max just can't quite find it. We'll go ahead and keep himself alive and safe, but the Baron
Max
goes over.
Max has stolen like that many times, does not get it that particular time. He's going to back away. Now they have the Baron buff. It still is the conundrum for ROX. Do you take the fight, or do you try to rush down the Nexus? So far, that math equation has favored the fight.
I think that they're going to go ahead and maybe try to rush this one down. We'll see. Lava with a couple hits, and that Lich Bane will absolutely rip it apart. Well, comes through, ADD going to get locked up, and Linderong finds the kill instantly onto Beyond, and the Nexus is under fire. A few more hits. We'll go ahead and finish that one off as they desperately try to hold on, but the Azir has been taken out. The Nexus will follow suit. 34 minutes, 18 seconds on the clock. ROX Tigers will go ahead and walk away with a Game 1 victory.
Why not both, says ROX Tigers. They both DPS the enemy team and DPS down the Nexus. Very interesting first game. From the draft, we knew it was going to be a little bit different. ROX Tigers, though, were able to close it out. Very good early game for them. And then when the game was there to be kind of extended by the side of MVP, they went for the trademark, rushed down the Baron, don't look for the peel, try to get the smite. Smite never came from the side of MVP. Stolen away by Songwon on the Sejuani and the onrushing collapse. And now ROX Tigers do pick up the Game 1 victory. And suddenly for MVP, it's back to the drawing board.
Rough stuff here for MVP, but you know, I still do have to agree with you. I think that MVP still very well could win the next game here and make it a 3-game series. After that showing, a bit more unlikely, but still entirely possible. ROX Tigers can come out swinging over onto the blue side, then perhaps MVP's hopes will get shut down. We'll have to see what they're going to piece together. It was a very messy but interesting draft on both sides there for game number 1. I think things are going to be a bit more uniform going into game 2.
Isn't it cool that the groupthink hasn't started, though, Achilles? It feels like ROX Tigers have a different champion pool to most. They were the first Galio, they're the first Echo. Maybe they have new stuff to share with us in the second game of this series, because both these teams think about League of Legends a little bit differently to the meta slaves elsewhere.
Well, some inventiveness there. The Echo finding success for Lava despite nearly dying multiple times in lane. It does work out. They get game 1. See if they can take game 2 when we come back from a break.